Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hey guys, hey Room, hey Renew, hey Yolanda, hey So Crafty, hey Baking, hey Sunshine, good to see you, hey User 962, hey guys. Hey Go-Kart, how's it going? Hey Tammy, hey Shelly, hey Goldie, hey Donna. Somebody's named Prego or Preggy or something that was cute. The Pa? Tapa? Hey, how's it going? Mr. San. Hey, Yolanda. How's it going? Sorry, I was a little bit late. I was fixing up editing some stuff for Twinkle. She was helping me out. Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling better. I'm doing good today. It's been a productive day. Been busy, busy, busy. Hey, Truly. I'm trying to get some stuff ready to do a video for CRC people. So Twinkle was helping me out with that project today. Sorry about you having to wait for me. Right now I'm in the 2023 book, and I'm just going to update some of this anatomy while I'm waiting on everybody to log on and look at y'all's questions for a minute. Today I have questions in anatomy, as always, and then I have ICD-10, E&M, some guidelines too that I want to go over. It's been a while since I've done any practice exam questions on guidelines and or compliance questions, and some of the scores are kind of dipping in those areas from the people that have been sending me their breakdowns of their scores. So I want to make sure I do some of those tonight. So the left subclavian artery, what happens here is that our blood, I like to write down its functions, whatever they might have labeled in the CPT book. I go on and fill in by just doing a Google search. I'll do a Google search of the aortic anatomy, and then I'll type in function, and then just look at images, and I'll find something that'll tell me what each one of them is specifically responsible for in the body. So this one gets our blood to the right arm. Need to write smaller. But this one gets blood to the right arm. Oh, you passed, Nicole, first try. That's awesome. Congratulations. I hope I made a difference. That's all. And I'm super happy that you passed first try. That's awesome. I didn't even do that. When I decided to do my CPC, I noticed that they let you do 2 tries. So I scheduled the first one right away as soon as my books came in. And then I went and took the exam because I just never thought to study and then try to take the exam. Being an auditor, my first thought was I need to go take the exam and see what it's about, see exactly what it's about so that I could formulate a plan to study and then take it again for my second. Because if you have no idea what you're studying for, then don't just study all of it, because that's too much to tackle, I always thought. So I never thought to do it any other way than to just go take the exam right away as soon as I got the books, and then figure out a game plan on what I needed to pass from that point on. And that's what I did. Yes. Hey, Anointed. Good to see you. Hey, Shug. Good to see you. Nicole, you emailed me something you remembered. Great. I've been copying and adding stuff to what's been on the exam in the last 45 days document. I'll have another update ready to send. If not this weekend, next weekend for sure. I've already got several things. Hey, JR. Good to see you. Hey, Butterfly. They start at 6:30 Arizona time zone. I was just 5 minutes late today. Sorry about that. Good to see you, Anointed. All right. So our left common artery, left common carotid artery, what does that do? It brings blood from what areas? Or takes blood to what areas? So we can write. Thank you, Rover. Thank you so much. I'm glad they're helpful for you. This one, the left common carotid artery takes blood to you're taking your exam on the 17th. Best of luck. To the brain. The brain, of course, including all of the head area. And the face. Super helpful. Best of luck, best of luck. So we got people taking the exam on the 17th. That means this Sunday I'm having a workshop on E&M. Hopefully you can join in on that, and that'll help boost even more. The innominate artery is also called something else. What do they also call this one? This one has two names. Anybody know? Because sometimes they might list it as something else. AKA. Good job, RH. We had fun tutoring yesterday till her phone died, or tablet, or whatever she was on. We got tutoring again this Thursday, which is tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Not reading the questions. Yep. Writing the differences in the book. That is the key. Absolutely. Do not read the questions. You do word searches through those questions based off the codes. If you can really train yourself to automatically do that without thinking or having to remind yourself about it, you'll do so well. That's an I-O. Brady. Cephalic. Looking to take your test in March. You're going to do great. You're going to have tons of time to fix this. Plus, with the family and everybody else getting together during December, you'll have some respite. So that's going to be great. That's awesome. March is a great time. The aortic arch. Aortic arch. I still need to find the function of this one. I didn't have it down last year. All I had was the AKA for it. So the aortic arch sends blood to also your head and extremities. Well, the upper extremities, I guess I should say. And we're going to write upper, bigger, right underneath it. There we go. Upper extremities. Sorry, this cranny thing gets in the way of this holder for the phone. Looking to take your test in January. Awesome. Can you share a link to find on AAPC website where it talks about the process of elimination? I can share that. And actually, they do have it now listed on there, which is crazy. And even the CCO people have been doing videos on the process of elimination too. They're doing a great job. Everybody's trying to help everybody else and incorporate some of these fandangled ideas I came up with. All right, let's see. I was on it earlier, and I wonder if I was on my phone, though, I think. Let me see. So, let me see which page it's on. I'm just looking to see. Yeah. So, I've got it at AAPC training /tips to take. Oops, I hit a button, hit the screen. /tips to take the CPC exam. So then the page looks like this. Tips to take the exam. Listen carefully. Blah, blah, blah. Read the questions. No, we're not going to do that. All right. I don't think that's it. Is this not the page? Hold on. Did they call it this one? Study tips to take the exam. Yeah. Know your modifiers. This is it. Accumulate language in the codes for yourself. Acclimate your, yep. Find your specific guidelines. Know your guidelines. You don't need to memorize them just know where every guideline is. I would put that you can also move the guidelines to the codes that affect them. That way you don't have to even go look for them. Don't forget to review coding conventions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, don't tab your book. You don't need to do that. That's going to be a waste of time. Here we go. Tips for notes in your book. Highlight keywords. What did she ask? Can you share? Website talks about the process of elimination. Yep. All right. Practice the exam test. Study them, follow them. Questions correct. Go back and review, retest, and repeat. Practice your time management. Practice skills. Eliminating answers. Eliminating answers is an effective strategy for both accuracy and time management. Practice using what you've learned to cross out answers. That's very, very vague and a very long way of saying learn the process of elimination without telling you how to do it. But eliminating answers is an effective strategy. It really is. But they didn't really tell you how to do it. The COC people have a really nice 2 examples where they go into, and I believe it's one of their free downloads too. They take a big study that is an external cause, like it's an injury note, and they highlight and sequence each one, blue, purple, pink, like what comes first, second, third. And they show you how to do the process of elimination with it. It's really cool. So if you haven't seen that, you should download that. I do have the links on my website. Oh, you built it. Look at my little engineer. Oh, awesome. Good job. I don't know if y'all can see because I can't get it off the crane, but my little engineer built that today. Good job. Is it steady enough for cutting on?
Yeah.
All right. Grandma bought that for the house, and I had James put it together. I didn't have time.
Well, don't forget to give Gabe credit.
Oh, Gaby, did it help too? Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you. Don't you feel good?
Yeah.
All right. Put the box in the garage for me.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry. Family interrupting. But I like their external cause thing that they do. They have the 2 examples, and then they show you how to do the process of elimination, because they show you how this one matches that one and why you would eliminate A or B based off that color coding. Anyway, but they have 2 examples you can download. On my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com, if you hover over the social media tab, I have a little extra tab that's got the additional educators, and I got COC there and everybody else, tons of people that are there, and I've got to add another person or 2 to it. I got to do that. But Ranty Randy said he had time to do some tutoring. If anybody can't get into me, you can get to him. That's his TikTok. COC has that download for that. And then I'm trying to think about who that person is that I need to add. But these tips is where it's at. It's at Training Study Tips to Pass CPC Exam ASPX, not the other page that I wrote. Then they've got other tips that I full-heartedly agree with about just read your guidelines. That's all you need to do. And if you go through them and highlight them like I do, and then put examples next to them, you'll really learn a lot about them. Put your books in the car. Good luck. That kind of thing. I love that. Yeah, don't forget your membership ID number. But yeah. Keywords. Simple, intermediate. Yep. Parenthetical notes. Yep, we want to highlight that. What else did I say? Mark your out-of-code sequences. I wish they had that on their website when I was taking it, because no one told me. I was paying for information, and no one told me about that. So I was excited to see that updated on their website this year. They did this in July, so that was huge. They don't tell you what to do to fix it, but at least you know it's an issue. I didn't even know it was going to be an issue. Even when I took the exam the first time, I didn't realize, wasn't paying attention, that my exam at the time didn't have any codes that were out of sequence. So the second time I took it, they were all out of sequence and I couldn't find anything. So, yeah. Look, it says write the guideline next to the codes. Love it. That's new too. They didn't tell me anything about doing that before. And subtitles, codes that include subtitle variations on the body parts. That's super important in the urology area. Majorly. If you go through that chapter and on every page, especially in urology, write down at the very top of every page, what am I doing? All these CPT codes, they fall in a line. The first sets are all probably kidneys, if I remember right. They're all dealing with kidney issues or kidney surgeries. And then you move on to ureters, and then you move on to bladder issues. So the first thing you need to do with anything in urology is figure out what procedure are you working on. Am I working on going in and fixing a ureter? Now, you might go through the ureter to fix a bladder, but you need to know if you're fixing a bladder, then you're fixing a bladder. Go to the bladder page and stick with those codes. Any answers with the bladder is good. The ones with the urology isn't. Those kind of things. That's a huge one for urology on that one. But they just give you a hint that there's an issue. They don't tell you how to fix it. But I got you on my website. So don't forget, at my website, you can go to the CPT book prep. You got pictures of what I'm doing. In my book to make notes, you can just click on the picture and then it'll tell you what to do to fix that issue, like the out of code sequences. So that's all free. So you can go to my website for that too. But I like AAPC's updated information for sure. But I really don't see any need in tabbing any pages. There is a page in Lab and Path that has some acronyms in it. It's page 600 in the 2022 book, that just in case you can't find an acronym and you're looking for it, because the very last page of your CPT book, of course, has all these acronyms, but they don't have every single one of them. And there is another list in the Lab and Path section that you don't want to move them all over here because it's like 3 or 4 pages long. Just know that you need to go there too. If the acronym isn't here, go look there and see if it's there. And there's that in the front of your CPT book. The very front cover has a lot of modifiers on it that you can update and add some notes to here too. But remember, every modifier is not in your CPT book. If it's not here, not listed, then it's in your HitPicks book. Your HitPicks has every modifier in it. There's usually hidden. You need to find the list of them, but it's in there. So that's helpful. I don't know how I got off on all that tangent, but I hope that's helpful and answered your question. I'm just checking up with chat. You're nervous about your exam in January and you don't feel confident. That's okay. You got some time. Just keep attending the lives. Keep practicing the practice exam questions from AAPC. Don't forget to always go through them too. Even if you only have to have time to get one answered, go on down and hit grade. You don't have to sit there and do all 50 at one time. Don't save them for any reason and I'll do them after some point. No, get started. You can hit grade as many times as you want. Nobody's going to keep track of that. Also, find out why the wrong answers are wrong. What header are they under? What part of the book, what does their CPT code descriptor say that's different than what the question says? Why are they wrong? Do that too. That'll make you feel a lot more confident because you'll figure out a lot more things. Hey, Kashmir. Hey, Patty. It was on my very last short TikTok. That's awesome. Hey, Susie. Good to see you. Please tell me they paid you for all this information. You know they did it because of you. I have no idea if they did it for me. I am just tickled. I'm only one person on the internet, and I'm not a professional. I'm not, a corporation, and I can't reach as many people as they did. So I'm ecstatic that that info is on there. And even just to say that the sequencing is an issue will help a lot of people. So if you don't know it's an issue, then you don't know. So I just love it. I'm just thankful it's out there because, the whole reason I did this was I was watching people spend all their COVID money that they were getting on this dream of becoming a CPC, and they kept failing and failing over and over again after they took that course. And I was just like, there's a reason the course is not set up to help you pass the certification exam. It's totally separate. And I just thought it was rough that people put all their faith and money in on this, and then they weren't passing. You need to study from the exam point of view. It'll make it a whole lot easier instead of a whole course point of view. That's overwhelming. So I'm just happy the info's out there. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Hey, Sass. I don't know. I looked into copywriting, and it's really hard to get a copyright on a lot of things that are teachable. And then, then again, I'm not here to sell stuff or whatever. I like to teach for free, and I think education should be free. I think if you know something, teach something, share your information, like Yoda in Star Wars, my favorite movie, and, share what you know, teach what you know. I just think, it's part of taking care of our population as a whole. Teach what you know. And not that teachers should be paid free or whatever, but they should be paid as much as doctors do, because they create the human, they make them better and advance. So I just think it should be given away. But anyway, you take your Saturday user 96. Oh, best of luck. I take mine Saturday too, MK. Oh, yeah, you took yours last Saturday. It's still in transit. Yeah, it's got to go from your area all the way to, is it Utah? Last year at Christmas time, one of the FedEx trucks lost the bag out on the highway or something during a wreck or something, and they all got rained on, and those people had to redo it. That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that happen again. One person makes a difference, and yay, that's awesome. Thank you, Go-Kart. I hope I made a difference. I hope I did influence them to update that. I mean, that's pretty cool if I did, but I don't know. I hope. MK, do you remember what exam you took the last time? Was it A, B, C, H, whatever, J? Can you repeat the link to the AAPC site again? Yes, I can. There it is in my screen. It is the AAPC training tips right there. I can actually post that link in our Discord study group too. If you haven't joined that, tons and tons. Look at all these practice exam rooms of practice questions, what to expect on exam day, ICD10 anatomy resources, all sorts of certification help. Our main chat room is just by clicking on my face, and then you get this up here, and that is our main chat room when you click on that. This is our main chat room, and I will post it right there. Thanks, Twinkle, for letting them know so that you all can see it and have it. And all these rooms are there to help you. I added some more CCS practice questions and anatomy, and you can see all who we helped, some job resources, CEU resources, all kinds of stuff. There is a AAPC E&M course for the EMEC. I don't know what the abbreviation is, but right now, today, I wonder if I have it up here. Or if I have it on my other, no, I have it on this one. I did have it on this one. I don't know what I did with it. It was in my email. That's it right there. This course today for, I don't know how long, much longer, 4 more hours. So if you wanted to, without having to take, like a lot of times when AAPC puts stuff on sale, they force you to buy the 2 takes, which is $399. This doesn't force you to buy those. This is just the course for CEMC, which is to be a E&M specialist, but it also gives you 10 CEUs if you complete the course, and today it's like $149 for four more hours. And let me tell you, I bought it in November, hoping it would help out. Just wanted to see what the course was and see if I could get any other helpful tips from it for teaching you guys in 2023, because the course does not start till 2023. E&M is going to be a lot easier. But let me show you my receipt just for this, just the other day. So today it's $149 today. Where is my receipts? And I just bought it like a week ago or 10 days ago. Purchased items, my receipts, and I know somebody's going to say, watch out for your address, but it's okay. My address is on my website. But look what I paid. $417.13 just for that. Yeah. So that's that CM, whatever that is. Oh, I'm touching the screen again. But yeah, I bought the training course. Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good deal. So, oh, I just hit off my laptop. I gotta turn that back on so we can get to doing some practice exam questions. But that's a good deal. Tomorrow they'll be out with another deal of something. We don't know what it is, but they're having like the 12 days of Christmas or something. I don't know what it is, but that's today's deal, and it's worth looking at, I guess.
Yeah.
I've already got the practice exam questions purchased too for that course, but they gave them to me again for buying that course, but I already had them. And none of them are any different. They're all the same. But I can't get into the course till January. But I'm hoping there's something in there that might help. I don't know. A lot of times it's not helpful. That's why I made the first TikTok to begin with, that the courses were too expensive. But that for $149, I wouldn't be mad about paying $100 for a course and it not be directly related to passing a certification exam. At least I'm getting a lot of knowledge of E&M. So, that price is cool. The $3,000 price is too much. So that's cool. But anyway, yeah, or the $500 I did spend. But I try to buy all of it so that I know how to help you guys. Does it take longer to get the results when taking the exam in person? It does. You can get your exam results same day if you take it online. And you still have the books in your trunk? Oh my. Mine says they received it today and you took it Saturday. That's great. You're taking yours in 10 days. Can you show where the website has with the free notes and tips? Do you mean my website? My website is medicalcodingbyjen.com. Let me get there on my cell phone real quick. So you just go to medicalcodingbyjen.com. I bought the name. And if you sign up for the website, it's free. You can go to the CPT book prep, and it's all free. It's got pictures of my books and the notes, and then you can click on the picture, and it'll give you the directions of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it if you want to do your notes like mine. And, of course, we've got, if you go to the social media tab, that's where you can find our Facebook group, our TikTok, my YouTubes where I do the repeat lives, these 2-hour free teachings. I repost them for free on YouTube so you can watch them anytime. There is our Discord group, which is the Join Now. You click the Join Now, and that'll throw you straight into my Discord server, which is an app you download, which is free, and it's super safe. And no one's going to track you. I'm not going to keep up with your email addresses. I don't see any of y'all's personal information, just whatever name you call yourself. And you can come in to my Discord group, which has even more free information. Just tons of stuff, tons of help in here. If you have a question and I can't get to you, because I've got 25 messages on Messenger right now I haven't gotten to, or the ones in Discord. If I haven't gotten to you, you can always come in here, come to the main chat room, post your question, and anybody will answer it. Or if you know it's about exam day prep, you can come here and look and see if the question's already been asked, because you can do a search right there and search by keywords, or you can just ask the question again. We have a practice exam question room, so if you're taking a course and you don't know the answer to a question, you can snip it, put it in here, and as a study group, we can work on it together and figure out the answer and why the answer is what it is. Just note that these are all copyrighted questions that some school or entity wrote, and you don't want to go copying these and putting these into a document and selling them as yourself. Wrote them because it get us and everybody else in trouble, and they could take away your CPC for that kind of stuff. So be careful. Just know it's for our own personal use in a group setting for studying. Let's be nice. Other than that, don't share them over the internet with your best friends or anybody. They're just for you to study with, and that will help keep us happy with all the entities. But we got tons of free help. That's how you can move your guidelines to the codes that are available, or any sequencing guidelines. You can actually move to the codes. Super helpful. Lots of info in that group. I hope that's answering your question. Marcino? Is that who that is? Wait, where can we do practice exam questions? Yep. You can see quite a few. We've got a year's worth in AAP in my study group on Discord. I encourage all of you to purchase the ones from AAPC. Those practice exam questions are written by them, and they're giving you your certification exam. Then those are the best out of everything out on the internet. I've purchased a ton of questions from any entity that sells practice questions for AAPC, and I review them and tell you whether they're worth a darn or not. One was a commercial payer. I picked Blue Cross Blue Shield. I had that question too, MK, and that is correct. It was asking about which one was a managed health care for Medicare. It would have been Blue Cross Blue Shield. There you go, the CEMC. They get crazy with all those initials. My name on Discord is Medical Coding by Jen. It's just short for Jennifer, but everything about me is all Medical Coding by Jen. If it's at Gmail or Facebook or YouTube or Discord, all that the same. Yes, please connect with Discord. Proctor says that it's not allowed to write the second page of the book over the tabs. What does that mean? The proctor says it is not allowed to write on the second page of the book over the tabs. I don't know. Oh, you can't write on the tabs? No, because that's creating new writing space. Don't write on your tabs. Yep. Don't use any tabs. They're a waste of time anyway, and they just get in your way. Yes, these lives are saved, Monica, and I do post them on YouTube. Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for helping me answer the questions. Once my guests leave, I'll see if I can recall anything. Oh, that's awesome. I know MK has worked so hard at all of this. I don't know why you're not even a moderator yet, so I'm going to make you a moderator. Is it worth $100? Mel, if you're talking to me about the E&M course, I don't know yet until I take it. I can guarantee you it's not worth $3,000, but $150? I mean, it's going to come with a study guide. So the study guides are great. I mean, they're going to mail me a paper printed study guide. That's a $100 thing anyway. And you know their study guides are awesome. The best things they have. Plus you get the practice exam questions, which are $74 anyway if you buy all three, A, B, C, and D for that, or just A, B, C for that particular subject. So that's just more E&M questions for you to practice. And if you bought those three, it would be $74. But the course and the study guide is $149. I thought it was a good deal, but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I'm hoping. It just seems like a really good deal. I do have notes for ICD-10, absolutely. Lots of them. I have the guidelines too. I love my notes for ICD-10. They're on my website and they're under the shop. And don't forget, I have a workshop this Sunday on E&M and it's just $10. If you can't attend Sunday, you'll get the link to the Zoom replay with password if you just want to listen to it at your own time. But in my website under shop, I do have ICD-10 notes, and let's see, they load more. They're like this. So $20 will get you the COVID notes, the pain notes, cancer notes, and all the hypertension notes. Well, I'll go to the hypertension. This is pain right now, the G codes. And the first page that does pain, I'll write all the scenarios and guidelines and show you which one would be first under which reason. You know, like if a patient was admitted for neurotransmitter, you're going to do that code first and this one second, that kind of stuff. I put all the examples on the page, just the same thing for the cancer and all that stuff. So they're super handy dandy. The ones for HIV and sepsis are $9 for those, and sepsis goes on for days. And you know the AIDS one is super crazy too. So yeah, I like those. I like my ICD-10s, and I'll have even more for 2023 too. Come on, focus. There you go. Best way to study for the exam. Yeah, it's open book. Good job, MK. She's helping out answering questions in the book. Are you doing study questions tonight? I am. I'm doing them as soon as I catch up with this chat. We will get started. I got a lot to do tonight. Can I put examples of the practice exams in the CPT? I do myself, but I'm not writing, the exam question in the book. What I'm writing is example, patient in labor. Non-medically directed CRNA does an epidural anesthesia for a planned natural delivery. It fails to progress. A cesarean section was then done. How would they code it? And I'm under anesthesia. then I put the example of how I would code it with all the modifiers in the correct order. Now, did I write, Mrs. Jones is having her third pregnancy? Every little word that's in the practice exam question? No. But a synopsis of the scenario, which could probably be cut down a little bit more. I really didn't need the patient in labor. I could just put, something a lot easier, smaller on it, but that's what I do. And yes, this is absolutely allowed to be in there. Tell myself I have to pass for Miss Jen. Aw, MK, don't put any more stress on yourself. What you need to be saying is, I am going to have a job as a CPC in 2023. That's what you need to be already focused on. That you, starting in January after the holidays, we are going to be filling out applications and getting you a job as a CPC or whatever we need to do with our CPC. So don't worry. It's not too much stress for me. Don't put stress on yourself. Just put it out in the universe that you've already passed. The study guides are located at AAPC website. Yeah, that's just one job out of 5,000 jobs that are needing that much experience. Don't worry. I don't know about a MacBook. You're going to need an external. Thank you for the pumpkin pies. You are going to have to go, and there's a link on AAPC's website to plug up your computer, and it'll run a test to see if your computer is good for AAPC's online exam, and it'll let you know if it's not. So you'll need an external camera and some headphones, no matter what. Thank y'all for all tapping the likes and sharing the live. That does help me in the algorithm and get more information out to more people. I am just going to skip this. And Sunshine, you are so sweet. Thank you for the pumpkin pies. All those donations go back to you guys for free notes. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to do another giveaway for free notes and free tutoring. So if you are not in on the drawing, you can email me at medicalcodingbyjen@gmail.com and let me know you want to be in the raffle. Put raffle in the header, and I will put your name in for Friday. Be sure your name the word raffle is in the header, because I won't have time to read everybody's emails. But if it says raffle in the header, then I can just grab the email address name and then just write that and put it in the cookie jar. I'll have my kids draw some more names. And we drew some the other day, like Vanessa has free notes. Our redhead has won 2 free tutoring sessions, and my tutoring sessions are up to $80 now an hour, or for an hour and a half, and she won 2 of them, of all things. And Tate won free notes too. So I'm going to draw some more on Friday's live. All right, I've got, is that guidelines? That's guidelines up right now for notes for practice questions. I noticed some of these are going down, in scores when I'm getting the breakdowns on people's scores from the CPC exam. If you have taken your CPC exam and you just know that you made like a 68%, be sure to email AAPC and ask them for the breakdown. They'll send you an itemized list of exactly how you did on guidelines, how exactly you did on hip picks. It's super valuable for your second attempt. I didn't know about it and never did do that when I took mine. So that's helpful. I wish it was automatic, that they automatically sent you that stuff, but you got to ask them for it. So just send me an email. That's all I need, with raffle in the header, and that'll get you there. And you don't have to be present Friday to win. You're taking your exam this Saturday. Do you recommend buying what's on the exam in the last 45 days? Not at this point, because it's too much work for you to do manually, and you don't have enough time because it's Wednesday. What my document is, guys, is something. It's let me bring it up real quick. So some of it is. I'm doing this. Hold on. Okay. Some of it I have kind of like, it looks like it's nice, like that's a practice exam question. That's the first thing. Ooh, boy. And it's got an answer. Great. But this is when I have time and I'm not doing book prep, which I'm into right now. And the tutoring, 7 days a week I'm tutoring. Plus I have a real job and I have 3 sons and my mom at home. When I can, and I know that a sesamoid bone was on somebody's CPC exam, I'll go find a practice exam question with the answer and the rationale and put it on this document. When I don't have time, the rest of the document is just words from people. Like this one is from Tink Tink, who told us today at 6 o'clock what was on her exam. And she told me it was an observation with a patient who stayed overnight. Or she might have a CPT code or a HIPIC code, and she just writes the number down. You'll have to do your own research and figure out, what about a balloon angiograph? Go find all the practice exam questions, like on Quizlet is what I would do. Did I copy that? Like if you copy this, then you can go to the internet, open up another tab. You can type in like Quizlet, and then you can do CPC and then hit paste for the angio, hit enter, and then you can find some angio flashcards, and which will have some practice exam questions on it. Are these 100% correct? No, but sometimes they are. A lot of times they are. Only about 5% are incorrect, but you might even find some practice exam questions about the angiographs. And this is what you need to do for that document, for any words that they put on it. You can also go to AAPC Knowledge Center. Go there. Wonderful resource, because you can also, when you get there, you don't even have to be logged onto their system. You can go here, and you can type in to Knowledge Center that word, my touch screens, and hit search. And if they wrote a document recently about that particular subject, it'll be right there. You can click on it. I love the Knowledge Center because they'll tell you about the angiograms, and they'll also give you examples. So they're talking about diagnosing it, and then they'll tell you what to watch for. If a patient has a PIC line and a bypass graph separately, then you code it with this code. I mean, they give you practically their exam questions, because their examples are right here in the Knowledge Center if they wrote it up. So it's super cool, but I have to do the research and then get y'all the examples from their Knowledge Center and put them on that document. And if I have time, I do it. But if I don't, then a lot of it, you have to still do your own research. But this is a document that I would have loved. Technically, it's in a gray area. We're not supposed to technically really talk about what we've seen on the CPC exam. But in a conversational tone, you had balloon angiography and somebody walked through the hallway and heard you say that, then they would know that they need to go look up a balloon angiography and look up some practice exam questions about it from AAPC. It's just a document I wish I would have had, because then I would have known to go look up the lacrimal gland in your tear duct that's always getting infected. That thing was on my exam. Just tons of stuff. It's just an inside view of what CPT codes or vocabulary words were on it. And this is in real time. She just just took hers just the other day or today or yesterday. So it is in real time. The beginning of the document starts in January of 2022. So this would have been info that I found in January. And it goes through the whole year of stuff. And you'll see dates and times of when I updated it as we go along. But so you'll know which info is the current. But that document is on my website too for like $25. And because I don't create the whole entire document, that document goes to pay for free tutoring and notes for everybody, and my time for helping you guys out. So I really think it's wonderful. I would have loved to have had that document. Anyway, back to this practice question. I get a lot of questions about that document. Yeah, if you don't pass Saturday, then yeah, get your breakdown of what you did well first thing. Get that document. Then you can pair it up with, okay, if I did bad in the eyes, let me go find everything in that document about eyes that people said was in their exam. So yeah, it could be very helpful, but it's too much for you to worry about right now. So don't stress. I think you're going to do great. Put it out there in the universe. You are passing this Saturday, and you don't have to watch any more of my lives after that. So the answer to this question, guidelines from which of the following code set are included as part of HIPAA? And it is only the diagnoses, right? The procedures are not covered by HIPAA, just the diagnoses. Yep, I thought I saw some A's in there. I don't know what you've done, Sass, but you've got blue blocks, orange blocks, and red blocks beside your name. I don't know enough about TikTok to know what the heck you've done, but you're like ranked 1, 2, and 3. It's so cute. I don't know if everybody else sees that on y'all's end, but that's like, she's such a supporter. She's awesome. Thank you for tapping the screen. Love it. Love seeing those hearts fly by. All right, let's check out another guideline. This one's going to be hard. No, I have some hard ones coming up. I don't think it's this one. Which statement? Thank you, Sandy. You've got blocks beside your name too. Which statement is an example of which diabetes-related problem exists and code for diabetes is never sequenced first? So a patient has diabetes and they're coming in today. Which one of these examples would make diabetes a secondary code? Some of y'all have seen this question before. Yep, it is most definitely a malfunction. A malfunction is going to get you an external cause like T something because they're pump broke, which causes an injury to the patient, which means their T code goes first, and then diabetes will be second. So perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Which of the following is true? We're looking for a correct answer, which is easier than the wrong ones. In ICD-10, with the statement, in disease elsewhere classified, what does that mean? In diseases classified elsewhere in their description. Is it the ones that can never be coded first, should always be coded first, are unspecified, or none of the above? Hey, Waynes. My dad's best friend was Wayne, and I've always loved that name. I grew up with Wayne. He was around all the time. He ended up being a dentist in Tennessee somewhere. A is correct. They can never be coded first. Anytime you see that, in diseases classified elsewhere, know that you can exclude any answers that has that ICD-10 code as the first diagnosis code in the answer. You can eliminate those by knowing that. It's a hard one to remember all the time. I don't remember it all the time like I should, but it's there. Which of the following statements is true? We've got, it's going to be hard to get it all in here at once. If an abnormality is encountered or pre-existing problem is addressed, in the process of performing a preventative E&M service, you can code for the well visit and the sick visit together, even if the problem is insignificant or trivial. We're looking for something that's true. If an abnormal is found during an encounter or pre-existing and is addressed during a preventative medicine E&M, if the problem or the abnormality is significant enough to require additional work to perform the key components of a problem-oriented E&M service, you may code both as well as the sick visit, as well as the well visit. Goodness gracious. And there's C. I'm not going to read it all because I'm not going to be able to get through it all. And then D. What do you guys think? This one says significant requires, you can only code the sick visit, or you can only code the well visit, is how they switch those up. So this one is you will code both, and this one is you will code together. This was on your exam. So I know you can bill a sick visit and an E&M visit together. But the problem is if you have a newborn baby that comes in and they have a diaper rash and the mom kind of complains about it during the visit, that's not considered a sick visit. Like, we didn't have to go and do a whole nother evaluation just to clear up the diaper rash. That can be just considered just part of the wellness. Even if the doctor writes a prescription for that diaper rash for like nystatin, it's still considered part of the wellness. But let's say that baby is upchecking their milk, like projectile vomiting newborn. And this is crazy when you do see it. And it's not spittle. It's not dribbling out of their mouth. It's horror movie projectile 6 ounces of milk in a hose that will come out of the tiniest 6-pound babies you've ever seen. It's crazy. And when it projectile comes out of that baby, oh my gosh, it's crazy. that would need a full evaluation of a ton of things and probably referrals and not be included in the wellness exam. We would do another E&M visit and would bill 2 different E&M visits at the same time. But now we got to find the answer that means that. Yep, there is a guideline on this one. And our answer is B. If the abnormality is encountered or pre-existing problem is addressed in the process of doing a preventative medicine, and it has to be significant enough to require additional work of a problem-oriented E&M service, you will code both. So you want to look for significant enough and both. When you're looking through these answers, be sure you have, this one says pre-existing. It just says code both, and that's not right. This one says it has to be significant enough. You want to know those words and look for those words. They're not going to change this question up, but for this guideline, you want to have, you're going to look for the words significant enough and both in your answer. So, yeah. All right. CMS has waived certain requirements for telehealth services as a result of a health emergency. Which of the following is not true? You're going to be looking for a wrong answer for this question. And I'm going to get a drink while you guys read A, B, C, and D. And she told me I am going to do the well today. On Sandy. Baby's weight. Ureter with weight. Bill every day. I have triplets and have experience with projectile vomiting ×3. No wonder you have crazy in your name. And you know, I'm a mom and I did labor and delivery for years. But when I started working in a clinical situation, seeing babies after they were born, Lord, and you know, I have parents come in all the time. The baby hasn't pooped today, you know, and it's mostly things like that. Or my kid's spitting up. I don't think they're getting enough. And it's like, you know, I haven't pooped yet today. Your baby's fine. They'll go when they get ready to. And then sometimes I'll have parents with multiple kids and they'll come in for their wellness. And like I had one parent who had 14 kids, 14 pregnancies. And by the time she got down to 13, you know, she was a pro at all this. And she's like, this one's going to have to get a referral to gastro. And she just comes in at the 2-week visit like nothing has happened. And that was my first projectile vomiter. And that mom knew exactly what she was talking about because that kid in that car seat upchucked that stuff completely out of the car seat. And you know, they're little bitty sunken in that little car seat. And she's holding on to that hook. And that milk never touched the baby. It went completely out of that car seat and completely across the room to the doctor's rolly chair and hit the center of that chair like a target, you know, all 6 ounces or whatever she fed that kid. And that was crazy insane. I'm like, I guess so. We are going to gastro. You know, and she was nonchalant, didn't call me the first 2 weeks of that baby being born, nothing. She was just like, I know what's going on. I'll get a referral in 2 weeks. Those are crazy. What do you guys think on this question on the telehealth? Do we have established patients could receive telehealth services? We're looking for one that is not true. Patients had to be a remote or rural area. Something about the rural health clinics or the hospital settings, or something about a license. ENT after gastro. Oh yeah, you're going to get scoped from one end to the other when you're doing that. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. Not even in college or hospital work. Never saw that projectile. Oh, wow, it is amazing. And the baby never did cry. It was just like, what? Hey, I'm here, happy to see you. Ooh, we're getting undressed. Great. I love to stretch. Kid was just fine. But I would have been traumatized and screaming my head off as a kid if I'd have done that. This one is C. Y'all are correct. Good job. All right. Which oversight organization has begun investigating telehealth fraud? Is it CDC, CMS, the state's Office of Medicaid, Inspector General, or OIG? This year they made that into one of their goals this year because they feel like telehealth they got a little bit of leeway because of our pandemic, and then some people took way advantage of that. D's and B's? It is D. It is our Office of Inspector General, which is they kind of gave you a hint right there for scrutiny over these telefrauds. Yep. OIG. All right. Let's see. When coding procedures, how would you sequence the codes first? Well, how would you sequence codes? So in what order? Do we go lowest number to the highest to the lowest to the highest, or it doesn't matter? Just code it how the doctor says it. Yep, from the highest to the lowest. Y'all knew that one. Easy peasy. Which of the following is not bundled in a service when performed with critical care? Which one of these? That question will definitely be on your CPC exam in one form or another. Whether they're giving you all the CPT codes in a critical care situation and want to know if these codes for these procedures can be included or not. Ventilator, gastro, trach, or vascular. What is not bundled in critical care services? Thank you for the 3,000 likes and the 5 shares. Y'all are awesome. Look at MK. It depends. I got C's. It is C. It is our emergency trach. It's not included, and the doctor does get to bill for it for his time for that. All right. That's it. Let me move on. Let me see. What have I got? What is this? The modifier ones, right? Why does this say this? Or is this anatomy? Oh, yeah, this is anatomy. It says last modified. I do have some modifier questions, too. Let me do just a couple of anatomy ones, and then we'll move on to the E&M or something. Symptoms for insulin shock is what? Diaphoresis, which is in 2 answers, confusion, or fruity breath. Anybody know the symptoms of insulin shock? A, D, B. More D's than B's. Ooh, we got a C in there. It is, I didn't mark which one it was. It's one of the diaphoreses, the one with the confusion. It is C. I need to put that in here. That'll make it easier since we have 2 that start out with the same thing. But it is diaphoreses. It's the confusion. The fruity breath doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just a wives' tale. So you'll know that now. That'll help you out for that question. My kids are making so much noise. Which of the following is an organ located in the upper left region of the abdomen under the diaphragm and has a function of cleansing the blood and destroying red blood cells? I could do this straighter for you guys. Liver, thymus, spleen, pancreas. Let's see. Spleen is our C. Spleen is correct. Diaphoresis is just excessive sweating. That's all that is. Just sweating for no reason. Can be sitting in a igloo and sweating like a storm. You know how you get sweaty when you eat too much? All of us pretty much get that kind of stuff. Spleen. Which of the following, which one means the corner of the eyelid? Tachy creates sweat and confusion. Sure does. Hypo, low sugar, makes you knock out. You're going good night. We got C's and D's. It is C for the corner of the eyelid. Day cry is the tear duct. Lacrimal gland, but that's the tear duct. Those often, always, my second big complaint about the babies, besides them not pooping, is their tear ducts get infected. So they just don't know how to produce tears because they've been in the amniotic fluid the whole time, so they didn't have to do that. So when they get born, a lot of times their tear ducts don't work 100% completely. Just a warm washcloth on that area, compressed, will help out a whole bunch. But it's really hard. They got a tiny little space between their nose and their eye. That little space right in between there, you got to warm up just a little bit. Maybe just get your finger warm and then massage that area. Gets it to working really well. All right. Which of the following is not an action of the sympathetic nervous system? Does it decrease respiratory, increase pulse, increase blood pressure, release glucose? Yep, blip is eyelid. Hey, Megan. Good to see you. Don't forget all the TikTok subscribers I've got 14 of you. Y'all get your name in the cookie jar for an extra drawing name put in there for winning the free tutoring or copies of my notes. Also, YouTube subscription payers also get their name put in there, and multiple months get you another entry. So it's kind of like the Hunger Games. The older you are, the more times your name goes in the bucket. Yes, you can still sign up for the workshop this Sunday. Absolutely. It will be open until 5 minutes before the Zoom starts. So go sign up. Don't forget when you get there, click on the calendar date, December the 11th. You might have to forward it over to that date. And then you got to click on the time at 2 p.m. and then it'll apply and let you purchase it. We're looking for an incorrect answer of the nervous system, which is A, decreasing of the respiration. You got to remember that you're not looking for a correct answer. Y'all were probably picking all correct answers. We were looking for one that was not correct. So it is A. The sympathetic nervous system has nothing to do with the respiration. That's why when you're going to sleep at night, in case you jerk awake or at something, that is your fight and flight mechanism. It's your body checking to make sure you're still alive because it freaks out because your breathing slows down. And then it's like, okay, body, I'm going to sleep. Leave me alone. But then your body jerks and wakes you up. It increases your respiration right away. All right, let's do something else. What am I doing right here? This was ICD10. They do love questioning you guys about the parts of the books. So in ICD10, what term is used in the formation found in the medical records is not sufficient enough to be assigned a more specific code. What do they call a code or a term that is used when information found in the chart is insufficient? Just the CPMA study guide from AAPC and the practice exam questions. So far, that's all I know to buy for that one. I did purchase the course, and I have all those questions to go along with it in case you ever want to do a one-on-one tutoring. I have each chapter's exams questions from the course, but I also have the 3 practice exams questions that you can purchase, and I recommend those. But that's what I recommend is the study guide, and that's all you need. Anybody know what do they call an ICD-10 term that when you look in the medical record, it is insufficient enough to code anything more specific? On my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com, it is C. Good job, guys. It is unspecified. When looking in the alphabetical index, what will the term with follow? What comes after the word with? You don't have to, Michelle. Or Mitch, you can watch my lives. You'll get the hang of it. You can also go to my website, and I've got a tab there that you can go to. If you sign up as a member, which is totally free, you can go to CPT Book Prep and you can see my notes. Then you click on the picture and it'll tell you what to do. You can make the notes yourself. And I also have under members book prep videos for the digestion system where you can watch those 3 videos for free and you can watch me make the notes for here. You'll get the hang of it. Plus, if you are a subscriber, which is like $4.99 a month on my YouTube channel, you get all my book prep videos there for the other chapters, and the ICD10 guideline book prep too is there. So it's not going to be every page for every single code. Like for the ICD10, there's 36 pages of the ICD10 guideline notes. I did the first 10 for you. And then the last 26 you'll do by yourself or by my notes, whatever you want to do. But I give y'all tons of ways to do this by yourself without paying for my notes. Y'all get pennied enough as it is from AAPC and all the other entities. I'm not here to sell anything. But if you want page by page of my notes, that you can get them that way. But most of the time you just watch my lives and then you pause the screen if I'm flashing my notes and, oh, look, she's got that, and write a bunch of notes. Plus I teach y'all how to make your own notes and how to Google what you need to do to add to it. So what comes after is C, main term. Good job, guys. Thank you, Twinkle. Which of the following diagnoses is not correctly coded? Ignore external causes of morbidity codes. This one would be very difficult, guys, and I love it because I just found it, and I found a couple like this. So they have these diagnoses coded. Then you have to pick out which one is coded incorrectly by looking up the code that they put down and seeing if it matches what they wrote here. This would take you some time. It's going to slow you down unless your very first one or second one was incorrect. I don't know of a good strategy except for these two. Both start out with hyper or hypo. Those are similar. So does this one. And this one's your outlier, but I don't know if it holds true. I've never seen any of these questions before. If I should be looking for similarities or not. So I found 2 of these, and it is written by AAPC. Did y'all see any of these kind of questions on your exams recently? If you took certification exam and maybe didn't pass? I'm just curious. This just seems like it's very taxing because you got to go from one code to another until you find one that was incorrect. Once you find one that is totally incorrect, then just pick it and move on. Don't check every single one of them. That's what they're wanting you to do. So I would just start with maybe the first one in numerical sequence in the ICD-10 book so you're not flipping forwards and backwards. I don't know. Whatever would save time. I haven't audited this kind of question yet. E84, E78. So the first one, A, if I look at E84.9 in my diagnosis code book, sorry, you have to turn your cameras for just a second. It says cystic fibrosis unspecified. What does it say right there? It says cystic fibrosis with mild intellectual disabilities. Well, that's a mouthful. That's not what the code descriptor says. So first one would be my pick, which is A. Yeah, which is lucky. just because I went there first. I don't know. I probably during the exam would have went to 78 first, and then I would have went to the B, this one. This one would have been the first one. This one would have been second. And then I would have went to this one, and then I would have went to that one, just because they're in order of how they are in the book. But anyway, it is A. Yep. 9 is usually unspecified, which can help you. It's a great strategy. Excellent strategy, MK. This is just the first time I've ever seen it. Thought it was cool. I love seeing new stuff that I haven't seen before. I don't know if y'all have seen it on the exam. Maybe it's a hint of what might come in 2023. I don't know, but I thought it was cool. All right, let me do some E&M. Yes, I had this E&M question. Where's my black thing? Get my son built this thing on a 3D printer. It's pretty cool. They can make stuff. Let me bring it up and make it bigger. So, this question has 2 E&M codes on it. What the heck are these? What is a 99238? In E&M, I don't do any process of elimination if 3 of the answers are all under ER, then maybe I won't look up the 4th, but I like to go see what each code is. 99238 is a what? 238. This one? That one's not D. Is it D? Which one? Which one were we talking about? Oh, it's a different one. Different question. I'm on a different exam. Sorry, I already moved. 99238. 238. Is that a discharge? 238. Hospital discharge. It sure is. That is a discharge. What's our 39? That's also a discharge. And then our ones with the F are like category 2 or category 3 codes in the back of the book, which is really interesting. You had this on your exam? No way. Let's check out our code, our question, I mean. So did we do a discharge? So I'm just looking at the last. I start my word search at the bottom, and it is asking for a discharge. So since it is, then I would just grab my time. And see what I needed. Hold on, my kids are screaming. Travis, get off of the tablet too. Are you on a tablet? You and James both off. Y'all are not supposed to be on the internet. Off the internet. Unless you're doing your homework, like really doing your homework, that's it. All right, sorry guys. My kids are out there just acting a fool without me around. All right. Which of these times can we count towards discharge is, I believe, what they're asking us, right? Can we count the 25 and the 15 together? If we do, what would the answer be? This one's an add-on code, so we would never code that one by itself, right? It would have to be after and with this additional one. So just knowing that's going to tell you what the answer is too, I guess. I don't know. Or are they, is it an add-on code? What kind of code is it? I done got all distracted. 99239. more than 30 minutes. So if it's over 30 minutes, it's not an add-on code. Sorry, I thought it was an add-on code when I looked at it just a second ago. This one is less than 30 minutes, right? And this one's greater than 30 minutes. That's what's going on. Sorry about that. A lot of the times it looks like an add-on code when it's indented like that. So I don't think I've ever done a question with these two like this. So love it. So if we add our 25 and our 15 minutes, we are going to get 40 minutes. And since we are over our 30, then yep, D is your answer. Y'all did good. More than 30 minutes, no plus sign. Yep. I'm over here looking at my book from over here, and I see that indented, and I'm thinking, oh, that's got to be an add-on code. We got to use that with that one. So I was just having a brain fart. I wasn't looking at my notes. If I'd have looked at my notes, I would have seen the more than 30 minutes right there. I even have an example of the discharge. 40 minutes is going to equal just that code by itself. So, yeah, just a brain fart from seeing my children. They were totally crawling on the ground, beating each other up with school laptops in their hands, rolling like two Tasmanian devils. And it's like, God, that's all I need is to replace those laptops. Stop it. Turn it off. D is your answer. They're looking to do anything they can to get in trouble. Boys, I know, and they're both 13, so they got that testosterone just growing. Going. All right. What I see right now is new patients, right? And then established. Clear the headers before the descriptors. We're not going to care about the level 3 or the level 4 yet. We're just going to clear that major header first. I got to remember to click that so I can shrink it down so you can see the question. We're just checking our question to see if our patient's new or established. It does say new. That's all I'm going to worry about. Now I can get rid of these two. Now I can worry about my descriptors. We've got low. I want to make y'all some E&M flashcards that if you see this number, whatever it is in E&M, I want you to think of Jen's words about those codes without even having to look in your CPT book. Like this one, it's established and it's low. This one's established. This one's moderate. Other things that come to my mind is 7-day RX for that one. Other things that come into mind is 30-day RX. 2 unique tests ordered or reviewed. Maybe 1 test ordered comes to mind. Things like that. I want to put together something that y'all can print, and then I think I have to do part of the card on one side of the page and the back of the card on the other side of the page, but then have multiple on the page so that you can just print it out and then cut it up through the middle and then cut each card out and then just fold the card against itself and either staple it or tape it together to get the front and the back on the same card. And then that way you can have something you can print to learn the E&Ms super fast so that you'll know, well, 99308 is a subsequent home health visit just by knowing the number. I think it would be so helpful for you guys just to know them like I do, just because I tutored you guys. I know them so well, but I think that kind of stuff would help out. Anyway, so we're going to look at, I crossed out the wrong ones. I'm still having these brain farts. My goodness. What am I doing? But you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm doing. This one's the moderate, and this one is the low. Good gracious. I need to take a nap. All right. So we've got a patient with diabetes, arthritis, and hypertension. What are we going to code this patient? They've got 3 chronic conditions. That's where that chart in 13 is so helpful. Oh my God. They are still rolling on the ground in there. Follow up in 3 months. Yeah, I like A2. But unfortunately, they want 3. Can you believe it? Because none of them are exasperated at all. And it's just follow up in 3 months. And they're stable. Don't you love it? I mean, they want 3. So they're saying in their rationale that, yep, and supports level 3, 2 stable illnesses. So one of them cannot be considered a 3rd chronic illness. Which one of these is not chronic? I guess arthritis cannot be considered because it has to be hypertension is chronic and diabetes has to be chronic. I find the most interesting questions. I get so happy when I find these questions. All right. So our lovely little 17 here, 2 or more chronic stable conditions is under the 4 and 14. This one says 1 stable chronic condition. And that's our 3. Why? Let me see. Where's my 2023? What if this is a 2023 question? Let me look at its chart and see. Lord help. No, it's still got 2 and it still has 1 there too. Okay. But still, if we look at that chart on 17, it still says 2 chronic illnesses or more stable, 2 or more stable chronic illnesses is the 204. And it says 1 stable chronic illness is 203, but they want 203. And they even say moderate right there. But the lab ordering took it down to a minimal and a low risk level. Because new patients, the history, the exam, and the MDM all have to match. And if they don't match, then if one's low, they're all low. So if you look at lab orders on 17, if we do any of the 2 of the following, which means we reviewed prior hemoglobin A1C, and then we ordered a hemoglobin A1C in 3 months, is what that question said they did, then we met the level of 2. If we had reviewed the hemoglobin A1C, ordered a hemoglobin A1C, and also ordered a renal ultrasound for like maybe they were going into kidney failure with their diabetes and hypertension at some point they should be or would be, then that would be ordering 3 tests. And because you have to have your history, your exam, and your MDM match, that's why. It's because we only met the exam portion of the visit. Our diagnosis level of the visit did meet moderate because of our exam part of the visit was only met 2, reviewed 1 test, ordered 1 test. That's why they stayed at 03. Does that make sense, guys? Lady Love is going SMH. Everything I've learned. I know. Yeah, me too. Kinda. Yeah. Even though they're taking away the history and the exam portion of those E&M visits that they took away in 2021, where it used to say straightforward or expanded problem focused and that kind of stuff, we still have to match them even though they're not there. And unfortunately, in questions like this, we got to do some thinking on it. You can't just grab diagnosis and know right away you're moderate. You need to review the exam of the day all on your own. And remember, if I drew 1 lab and I reviewed 1 lab, then that's it. It's going to lower this, and you have to make sure you remember that you've got to have your exam and your MDM match. You have to meet a level or exceed it to be able to bill it. And the exam was so slight that day, they didn't do much with the patient, that we have to remember. Just because they have all these chronic conditions, we can't bill them high. We have to bill them low if the doctor didn't do anything with them that day. I don't envy you coders. I like being the auditor, coming along behind you and auditing what y'all done. All right. Let's see about these codes. Home health visits are no longer reportable, or are we going to code a 99347? You got it? Does that make more sense? You don't like that question? I don't either. That was a good one. Yes, you can see the question again. I'm sorry. That's the rationale. Hold on. Let me get all my junk off of it. And it doesn't help that I keep marking the wrong answers off and all that stuff and getting all confused. I'm sorry. But I eventually get out what I'm meaning to say. That's the question. Simple as that. I don't even see that they even reviewed the last hemoglobin A1C, but I would have assumed every doctor's visit and every 3 months they have to have their hemoglobin A1C. But if it wasn't documented, it wasn't done. So all they did was order 1 lab, which is super low. That would have put them down to a straightforward, really. But and then that's your rationale. That the lab order was minimal. Yeah. Because these are low and minimal, that makes your moderate unable to be billed because your history, your exam, and your MDM all have to match. Awful. Advanced question. Very advanced. I doubt you'll see something like that on the exam. Maybe one of your questions, especially in a case. All right, 99347. Where are we at? 99347. 347. Takes me a while to get to the codes. 347. Home health, we've got established, established, and established. They're all under established. This one's moderate. This one, 48, is low. And 47 is straightforward. We can change that to an S. Straightforward, low, moderate. What have we got going on? We got a problem-focused history, an expanded problem exam, and an MDM of low. So they're all over the place. You've got a history, an exam, and an MDM. Your MDM is low. That matches up with what CPT code descriptor? Is it the 49 or the 48 or the 47? Which one's low MDM? Yeah. So MDM matches up with the 48 code. Our exam was expanded problem focused, which matches up with a 48 too. And then a problem focused history matches up with the 47. The good thing about this person being established versus new patient is that if you read the last 4 words of the CPT code descriptor, we only have to match 2 of these out of the 3. So we can throw away our lowest. So that means we can bill a 48 for this one. You don't have to match all 3 when your patient is established. Unlike in that previous question, our patient was new and we had to match up all 3. When they're established or a subsequent visit, like a subsequent hospital visit, we only have to match up 3. Two, sorry. Sorry. So, I believe the answer is going to be 48. I have not done it. You don't get it. Okay. So, let me show you in these. Codes, the descriptors, they say 3 out of 3. Great. That's why I put that underneath every one of my codes, so that when I go to any codes like our 47, where was he at? We were at the 47, the 48, and the 49. I've already got it marked that we only needed 2 of 3 because it says it in each one of the individual CPT code descriptors. So this says 2 of 3 need to match. Your components are the history, the exam, and the MDM. But we only have to match 2 of the 3 for these home health patients. If they had been new home health patients under this new header, they all have to have all 3 match. So it's just a word match. They told us that the history was problem focused. So I'm just going to search these 3 for the words that say problem focused. And you see how the 48 says expanded problem focused. Whoops. I don't know if you can see, but it just says expanded problem focused. And then this one says problem focused. So we know because we only need to match up 2 of the 3, we can throw away 1 of our lowest, and that gets rid of the 47. But in this previous example, all 3 had to match. We could not throw away that one little low one. We had 2 low ones anyway, but we can't do it on a new patient. And each individual code will tell you if you can do 2 of 3 or 3 of 3. So don't worry, you don't have to learn or memorize that. I just do recommend just go through them and just put down 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 if they have components. Not every code will have components, but they'll tell you. Like the next page of codes right here. These are prolonged surfaces. They don't have components. You don't have to worry about 2 of 3 with these. So, thank you, Twinkle. Thank you for getting me halfway through all those pumpkin pie, Sunshine. That's awesome of you. All right. Let's see. So our answer was 48. I was correct on that one, that it was going to be C, and there's your rationale. Only 2 of the 3 components needed to be met, and we could throw away one of them. Let's see. Do I have another one? I do have another one. Let's do another one. Run a little over. I was 5 minutes late anyway. So what I see here is, first thing, I have a new patient, established, and new. Let's see if our patient is new or established first. Seeking help to quit smoking. She makes an appointment for initial visit. So we know right away we can get rid of C, because C is an established patient, and we know that instantly by that 1. We can get rid of that. We have initial visit for what we're doing today. I just need to know what is this 99354 code is before I go into the question again. The 99354 is prolonged services for outpatient setting requiring direct contact for the first hour, is what the code descriptor says. And it does have, except with other outpatient office codes, meaning these codes, we're not supposed to use it with those. That's a do not, which technically I should have in my notes, and I didn't do it. Underline these with my red stars that say do not code with. Do not. That should be a do not right there. So we know we need to get rid of those codes that have that answer with it. So now I can get rid of A too, because that's a do not. So now all I have to do is decide whether I am straightforward or low on my MDM. There's other things I'm going to have to match up, which is the history and the exam and the MDM, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So we did a limited 3-system exam was performed. In my notes in 2022, if you go to page 11, I've got a list of all how many body parts or organ systems are reviewed equals up to, if it's problem focused, expanded, detailed, comprehensive for you. So you can use that chart to look at the exam. If we did 3 body areas, then that means we're expanded, problem focused, right? So we did an expanded, problem focused exam. And then if we also have time, which might alleviate any issues, we can go by time, which trumps all the other stuff. And you don't have to worry about counting exam, history, and MDM, which is super helpful. The new patient O2 code is, and the only number you really need to worry about is 29 minutes, because anything under it is there. Anything over it is going to be here. So that's all I'd worry about, and I'd pick the 3, right? Love seeing time. That creates a lot less stress. Then we don't have to count x-rays and tests being ordered. They also wanted a cardiac workup and all that crap. So yay. And we got a prescription written for 30-day prescription. Love time. Let's see what they said. They did say 03. Perfect. It was just a time question. That's less stressful. First time to get one right tonight. Oh no. That's all I had on the, oh no, I got one more on E&M. If y'all are game, I got one more. So our 53 is hospital consult, right? 43 is consult in outpatient services. This one's ER, and this is inpatient hospital. And see, this is why I want you guys to have flashcards so that you guys can learn these as fast as I do, so you don't have to go look them up individually. Consult hospital, consult outpatient office, ER visit, and inpatient hospital. It will save you a world of stress on the exam if you can just look at these last two digits and know just that much. It's kind of handy dandy. But I don't like y'all memorizing a ton of crap. I mean, it is an open book exam. You do have time. You can go look them up and write them down individually. But what a blessing it would be to save the time for other things. Anyway. What would we code this one? I'm not going to say a word about none of it. I'm going to let you guys read it. See what you think. Where is your patient? What is your patient's status? What would you code? I've seen a question like this before. I don't know what the answer is. I haven't looked at it. All I did was copy paste. We had a patient who was in a car wreck in an MVA, and the ER doctor in the scenario called in a plastic surgeon to see this patient's face to see if they agreed that the patient's going to need surgery on that face laceration, that he shouldn't sew it up himself as an ER doctor, that maybe a plastic surgeon should handle it, depending on whether there's nerve involvement and stuff like that. So when they brought that plastic surgeon into the ER, that ended up being the ER, the plastic surgeon's office for that evening. And they coded that question as an office visit for that plastic surgeon because the ER was his office. I'm wondering if they're doing the same thing here, because they did call for a cardiovascular surgeon to come to the ER and do a consultation on a patient in the ER. So it might be B. I see some C's and A's and a couple of B's. I got cursive. I love your name, the cursive diary. That's awesome. My kids, I hate that they don't teach it in school. I taught them cursive, but they don't teach it in school anymore. I love doing my cursive. And also, who else said B? Mel, who else said B? Pretty Mac said B too. But I don't know. They said ER visit. Oh, they have the cardiovascular specialist probably in the ER already, and probably that's who saw them in the ER. And Medicare patients, they don't pay for consults. So knowing that the insurance was a factor, that no matter what, Medicare don't care. They're not going to pay any kind of consults. is the difference in this question compared to the ER, and they brought in the plastic surgeon. So that's interesting. Yep, Medicare does not pay for consults. So that automatically gets rid of any of the consults, and they didn't say they admitted the patient, so you know they're just in the ER. And usually no one's ever in the ER, and it's always a trap, but this question ended up being in the ER. Yay, good job, Sleepy. Good job. Just remember, Medicare does not pay for consults. Write that in your book near those consult pages. Any of the codes, the 40s and the 50s, just go on and write Medicare alert, no pay, no go. MIA, you're more than welcome. Can I show the question again? Yes, there we go. Medicare lets you know right away. As soon as you saw the word Medicare, you could have eliminated A and B right away. And then just a difference to see if your patient was admitted or not is all you would need to worry about. And it doesn't say anything about them being admitted yet. So, yay. Very cool question. Thank you, Katie, for the pumpkin pie. That is awesome. Thank you, Midnight, for the pumpkin pie. You're awesome. Thank you again, Katie. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I know I made a few little mistakes as we were going through it, but I'm just trying to help. And I hope this was helpful. I eventually got it turned around to some decent questions and got it spelled out. We will do some more on Friday. Don't forget, we're going to have thank you code Sunshine. Don't forget, we're going to have a drawing on Friday for free tutoring, which is like, you know, almost a $90 value now, guys. And free notes and workshops too. So just email me with raffle in the heading, and I'll enter you into the raffle drawing. Be sure you do that tonight or first thing in the morning, because I'm going to write up all those little sticky pieces of paper and put them in there tomorrow. That'll be my task tomorrow after I finish tutoring, or while I'm tutoring Redhead. I've got you in the morning. We'll finish up, do some more tutoring tomorrow. I can't remember what kind of questions we wanted to do. I think we only did integumentary, E&M. So we got a lot of subjects to cover tomorrow. So eat your Wheaties in the morning. I think it's 10 a.m. my time. Let me check real quick. Which I can't remember. Are you in New York? Don't remember. No, I've got Liz in the morning, so you're at noon. That's right. I didn't move you. Monday. Let me go move you. I've already got Liz tomorrow in the morning at 10, so I'll do you at after. So yes, you're correct at 12:30. Woo, I'm glad we talked about it because I forgot. I got Liz at 10 in the morning. I know what to do for her, and then I had you on Monday. I got to send your link over there to that. Yep, we'll do the same time, 12:30. 12:30, edit this session, and we're going to do the same. It'll be the same link, but I'm just going to change the date real quick to the 8th. And got you down. And you'll get an email right now, Redhead. You just got an email with the link for Zoom. So yes, 12:30 will be perfect because I need 2 hours to do Liz, and then we'll have the rest of the afternoon to do you, okay? Please, I will greatly appreciate it. Hey, what's going on? McGee,